Have you ever wondered if a man in your life cares more deeply than he lets on? Sometimes, the most powerful forms of love aren't expressed through grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Instead, they are quiet, subtle, and woven into small actions that speak volumes. Emotional attachment often manifests in ways that are easy to overlook, yet they reveal the depth of his feelings and the special place you hold in his heart. When someone is emotionally connected to you, their behavior changes in ways you may not immediately notice. They start remembering tiny details about your life, showing concern in ways that seem almost instinctive, and making efforts to be present, even when life gets busy. These are not coincidental behaviors. They are rooted in psychology. When a person values someone deeply, their brain prioritizes that person's happiness, comfort, and emotional well-being. Every gesture, glance, and subtle act becomes a reflection of their feelings. You might think a man is just being thoughtful or kind, but when these actions are consistent and personalized, they are clear signs of attachment. He might listen more closely than anyone else, adjusting his responses to match your emotions. He may become protective in ways that are quiet but meaningful, showing concern without needing attention or praise. Even small, thoughtful gestures, like remembering your favorite drink or checking in on a stressful day, become a language of love, a silent way of saying, "I care about you more than you know." Emotional attachment also shows itself in mirroring behaviors. You may notice that he unconsciously mirrors your tone, gestures, or even mood, aligning himself with you on a subtle, subconscious level. And one of the most intimate signs is when he opens up only to you, sharing his fears, dreams, or vulnerabilities with a level of trust he doesn't grant to anyone else. These behaviors are all quiet, understated, yet incredibly telling. This video will explore 7 subtle signs that a man is emotionally attached to you, revealing the ways his heart communicates without words. These signals are gentle, consistent, and deeply human. They show affection, attentiveness, and a unique bond that cannot be faked. By understanding them, you'll be able to recognize genuine attachment and appreciate the quiet depth of his feelings. If you've ever doubted whether someone's feelings run deep, pay close attention to the signs we're about to reveal. Emotional attachment is not loud or flashy. It's patient, persistent, and revealed through consistent care. By noticing these subtle cues, you'll see the truth behind his actions, and perhaps the depth of love that has been quietly growing all along. 1. He remembers the smallest details about you. One of the most revealing signs that a man is emotionally attached to you is the way he remembers even the tiniest details about your life. It isn't just about remembering your birthday or favorite color. It goes far deeper than that. He recalls the minor things you casually mention in conversation, the exact name of your childhood pet, a fleeting story from your past, the song you mentioned you liked once, or even the way you described a fleeting emotion. These details are etched into his memory not because he's naturally exceptional at remembering, but because they carry emotional significance for him. When someone's heart is invested, their mind prioritizes your words and experiences, storing them almost instinctively. You might notice it in the subtle ways he brings them up later. Perhaps you mentioned in passing that you enjoy a particular snack or that a certain kind of flower makes you happy, and weeks later he surprises you with it. Maybe he remembers a stressful day you described months ago and casually checks in about it. This isn't just attentive behavior, it's a reflection of his deep emotional investment. His memory of these small things is a quiet declaration of care, proof that your happiness and comfort genuinely matter to him. Psychologically, this stems from the brain's tendency to encode information tied to emotional significance more strongly. When he values you, every interaction and every detail about you becomes emotionally charged, making it easier for him to recall. This is why he might remember conversations you thought were trivial, but to him, they hold weight. He is attentive not because he feels obligated, but because your thoughts, preferences, and experiences occupy a meaningful space in his life. The beauty of this type of attachment is subtlety. He doesn't need to tell you, "I remember everything about you," because his actions do it for him. He may drop hints or surprises, showing that he's listening, caring, and thoughtful without being overt. These small acts of memory are often more impactful than grand gestures because they demonstrate consistent, quiet attention over time. Moreover, this attention to detail fosters trust and connection. When someone consistently remembers things about you, it communicates that they are fully present in your life, attuned to your needs, and genuinely invested. You feel seen and valued, often before you even consciously recognize his attachment. It is an emotional anchoring point, a silent signal that you hold a unique and irreplaceable place in his heart. In essence, when a man remembers the smallest details about you, it is a testament to the depth of his emotional attachment. He stores fragments of your life, not out of obligation or superficial interest, but because he treasures them, and by extension, he treasures you. Each remembered detail is a quiet message. You matter, and he notices every nuance of your existence. 2. He listens to you more than anyone else. Listening is an art, and when a man is emotionally attached to you, his listening becomes an act of devotion. He doesn't just hear the words you say. He absorbs them, internalizes them, and responds in ways that show he truly understands you. This level of attentiveness goes beyond casual conversation. It is an emotional connection that manifests through his undivided focus. When he listens to you, you feel it in the way he leans in, the way his eyes soften, the subtle nods, and the thoughtful pauses before he speaks. His mind is fully present, and for him, the conversation isn't just about exchange, it's about connection. A man who listens deeply is attuned to the subtext of your words, your tone, your pauses, the emotions behind your expressions. He notices when something is bothering you, even if you try to hide it. He detects the subtle shifts in your mood, the hesitations, the excitement, or the sadness. This is not mere perception. It is emotional empathy in action. He is actively engaging with your inner world, trying to understand not just what you say, but what you feel. This kind of listening signals emotional prioritization. People generally allocate their attention according to their attachments. When he chooses to listen to you over distractions, over his own thoughts, over the business of life, it demonstrates that you occupy a central place in his heart. He wants to know your fears, your dreams, your struggles, and your joys, not out of curiosity alone, but because they matter to him. He internalizes your experiences as if they are part of his own. He may remember what you said in previous conversations and bring it up later, showing continuity in his attention. How did that meeting go? Or did you try that recipe you mentioned last week? These questions are more than casual follow-ups. They are markers of his emotional memory, reflecting his investment in your life and his desire to stay connected to you. Furthermore, his listening creates a safe space for you. You begin to realize that you can express yourself without judgment, knowing that he genuinely hears you. This fosters intimacy, trust, and emotional vulnerability. The depth of his listening often precedes verbal declarations of love. It is a silent, consistent demonstration of care and attachment. Psychologically, attentive listening strengthens bonds because it satisfies the human need to be understood and validated. His listening is an unconscious yet powerful way of signaling, "You are important to me. I value your thoughts, feelings, and existence." In summary, when a man listens to you more than anyone else, it is a profound sign of emotional attachment. His attention is intentional, heartfelt, and unwavering, reflecting a bond that goes beyond words, a bond rooted in genuine care, empathy, and love. 3. He makes time for you even when busy. One of the clearest signs of emotional attachment is when a man consistently makes time for you, even when his life is full of obligations, work, or personal responsibilities. In today's fast-paced world, time has become one of the most valuable resources we can offer, and when he prioritizes moments with you over countless other demands, it is a profound demonstration of care. This behavior goes beyond mere courtesy or social politeness. It reflects genuine emotional investment. When someone is emotionally attached, they find ways to connect with you, no matter how packed their schedule may be. They may wake up earlier, stay up later, or rearrange commitments simply to have a conversation, meet you, or even just check in. These small sacrifices are never presented as burdens. They happen naturally because being present for you matters to them. The effort itself is a reflection of their affection. Psychologically, making time is also about prioritization. Our brains unconsciously allocate resources to what we value most. And when he consistently carves out time for you, it signals that you hold a significant position in his emotional hierarchy. Whether it's a short phone call, a lunch break together, or a spontaneous coffee, he ensures that your connection remains active and nurtured. This consistent effort often goes unnoticed by others, but it is profoundly meaningful. You may not hear him say, "You're my priority," but his actions quietly communicate that message every day. He's demonstrating, in very human terms, that your presence in his life matters more than fleeting distractions or superficial obligations. Moreover, making time even when busy communicates a sense of reliability and consistency. It shows that he is willing to invest energy into the relationship, and that his emotional attachment is not fleeting or situational. You can trust that he will be there when you need him, because he has proven it repeatedly through actions. Ultimately, when a man makes time for you even amidst a hectic life, it is a heartfelt signal that you are important to him. It's a quiet, consistent declaration of emotional attachment, a way of saying, without words, that you matter and that he values the bond he shares with you. 4. He shows care through small, thoughtful gestures. Another powerful sign of emotional attachment is the subtle way he expresses care through thoughtful actions. These gestures are rarely grand or ostentatious. They are small, consistent, and deeply meaningful, reflecting his desire to make your life easier, happier, or more comfortable. They may seem insignificant to an outsider, but to someone attuned to his behavior, these acts speak volumes about his feelings. He might notice that you're cold and quietly hand you a sweater, bring your favorite drink without being asked, or subtly adjust something to make your environment more comfortable. He remembers the details of your preferences and acts on them without prompting, showing that he is attuned to your needs and wants. These gestures are not about seeking recognition. They are about your happiness. Psychologically, small, thoughtful actions are an extension of emotional intimacy. Humans have an innate desire to nurture and support those they care about, and these microgestures are a tangible expression of that attachment. Unlike words, which can sometimes feel performative, actions provide concrete evidence of care. Each act, no matter how minor, communicates attentiveness, empathy, and concern. These thoughtful behaviors often accumulate over time, creating a sense of warmth, comfort, and security. They tell you silently, "I see you. I understand you. You matter to me." This type of attentiveness is especially powerful because it shows that he is thinking of you even when you are not present. He anticipates your needs, notices your routines, and acts in ways that demonstrate his emotional investment. Importantly, these gestures are consistent and natural, not forced. They emerge spontaneously from his attachment to you rather than from obligation or societal expectation. This authenticity strengthens trust and deepens emotional connection. In essence, when a man shows care through small, thoughtful gestures, it is a quiet yet profound reflection of emotional attachment. His actions speak the language of the heart, creating an invisible thread of connection that reassures you of his devotion, attentiveness, and genuine affection. 5. He gets protective in quiet ways. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs of emotional attachment is when a man becomes protective of you, not in a loud, overt, or controlling way, but through quiet, thoughtful actions. This kind of protection is instinctive, arising naturally from his concern for your well-being and emotional safety. It doesn't manifest as aggression or overbearing behavior. Instead, it shows up in small, consistent ways that demonstrate his care without drawing attention. For instance, he might walk on the side of the street closest to traffic when you're together, subtly positioning himself between you and potential harm. He notices when you feel uneasy in a social situation and adjusts his behavior to help you feel more comfortable, whether that means standing near you, engaging with others on your behalf, or offering a gentle hand to steady you. These acts are understated but deeply meaningful. They communicate vigilance and attentiveness without being intrusive. Psychologically, protective behavior is rooted in attachment and empathy. When someone feels a genuine bond with another person, their brain prioritizes that person's safety and comfort. This protective instinct is not about control. It is about emotional investment. He wants to ensure that you feel secure, both physically and emotionally, because your peace of mind matters to him. Even in social or professional settings, he may subtly advocate for you or ensure you are treated with respect. He notices when someone crosses boundaries or behaves in a way that could cause discomfort, and he gently intervenes or redirects attention without causing conflict. His protective gestures are often silent, so you may not even notice them immediately. But over time, you recognize a pattern of consistent care. These quiet protective behaviors also reflect his emotional priorities. They show that he sees you as someone important, someone whose well-being he feels responsible for in a heartfelt, non-possessive way. Unlike dramatic displays, which can sometimes feel performative, subtle protection demonstrates genuine concern. It is rooted in affection, loyalty, and a desire to maintain your safety and happiness. Ultimately, when a man gets protective in quiet ways, it is a clear sign of emotional attachment. He invests energy and attention into ensuring you feel secure, valued, and cared for, all without demanding recognition. His actions silently communicate, "I care deeply about you, and your safety and happiness matter to me," making it one of the most understated yet telling signs of love. 6. He mirrors your actions and emotions. Mirroring is a psychological phenomenon where a person unconsciously imitates the behavior, gestures, or emotional tone of someone they are closely connected to. When a man is emotionally attached to you, this mirroring becomes a powerful indicator of his feelings. You may notice him adopting similar body language, speech patterns, or even emotional rhythms, sometimes subtly, sometimes noticeably. This is not mimicry for the sake of flattery. It is an unconscious expression of empathy, connection, and alignment with your emotional state. For example, if you lean forward while speaking, he may naturally do the same. If you laugh softly, he laughs along in a similar tone or timing. When you experience excitement, he feels a corresponding energy. When you are calm or somber, he adjusts his demeanor to match yours. This synchronization is a way his mind and body demonstrate attunement to your inner world. It's as though he is saying without words, "I understand you. I am in sync with you." Psychologically, mirroring is deeply tied to attachment and bonding. Humans instinctively mirror those they care about because it fosters connection and mutual understanding. In relationships, this alignment strengthens emotional intimacy, making interactions feel harmonious and validating. When he mirrors your actions or emotions, it reflects subconscious attunement and the desire to create a sense of unity with you. This behavior also signals emotional responsiveness. He is not only aware of your actions but emotionally tuned to them. His subtle changes in tone, posture, or facial expression reflect empathy and concern, showing that he experiences your world alongside you. This deep emotional resonance is a hallmark of genuine attachment. Moreover, mirroring is often an alien unconscious sign of affection. It occurs naturally, without deliberate effort, revealing his mind's internal alignment with your presence. He doesn't have to think about it. It simply happens because your emotional state influences his own. Over time, this creates a sense of harmony, mutual understanding, and emotional intimacy that cannot be faked. In essence, when a man mirrors your actions and emotions, it is a clear, unconscious signal of emotional attachment. It demonstrates empathy, connection, and alignment with your inner world, silent yet powerful evidence that your presence affects him deeply and that he cares in ways words alone cannot convey. 7. He opens up only to you emotionally. One of the most intimate and revealing signs of emotional attachment is when a man chooses to open up to you, and only you, about his inner thoughts, fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities. Emotional openness is not something people grant lightly. For many, sharing one's deepest feelings is an act of trust, requiring both safety and connection. When he reveals his inner world to you, it indicates that he feels uniquely secure with you, and that your presence holds a rare, irreplaceable space in his life. You might notice that he shares personal stories or experiences that he never discusses with anyone else, family, friends, or colleagues. He may talk about moments of insecurity, challenges he has faced, regrets, or long-held dreams he hasn't revealed to others. Even small emotional disclosures, like admitting he felt nervous during an important event or confiding in you about a stressful day, signal that he values your perspective and trusts you with his emotional truth. These disclosures go beyond casual conversation. They are windows into his authentic self. Psychologically, people tend to reveal their emotions selectively, prioritizing those with whom they feel deep emotional resonance. When a man consistently reserves his emotional openness for you, it indicates that he associates you with safety, understanding, and acceptance. He has chosen you as the person who can witness his emotional self without judgment, ridicule, or dismissal. This selective vulnerability is one of the strongest indicators of emotional attachment and affection. This behavior also reflects the desire for intimacy. By opening up, he is inviting you into his inner world, creating a bridge of trust that fosters connection and mutual understanding. He wants you to see him fully, not just the surface he presents to the outside world. Through these shared moments, he subtly communicates that your opinion, comfort, and presence matter deeply to him. Additionally, his emotional openness is often accompanied by active listening when you share your own feelings. He reciprocates vulnerability with empathy, validation, and understanding. He doesn't simply hear your words, he absorbs the meaning and significance behind them, responding with thoughtfulness that reinforces trust and attachment. This two-way exchange strengthens your bond and demonstrates a profound level of care. Importantly, this openness is consistent yet gentle. He does not overwhelm you with confessions or use vulnerability as a tool for manipulation. Instead, he shares in a measured, heartfelt way, allowing emotional intimacy to grow organically. He may gradually reveal deeper layers of himself over time, signaling that he is committed to fostering a lasting emotional connection. Ultimately, when a man opens up only to you emotionally, it is one of the clearest and most profound signs of attachment. He has chosen you as his safe space, the person he trusts above all others to understand his inner world. This vulnerability is a silent declaration of care, loyalty, and love, a way of saying, without words, you are the one I trust, the one I value, and the one I feel safe sharing my heart with. Emotional openness is not merely about words. It is about the courage to be seen, understood, and accepted. When he reserves this courage for you, it confirms that his feelings run deep, and that your bond is unique, cherished, and profoundly meaningful.